So the last presentation that we have is going to be a little surprise presentation here. This is what we call the lightning round. It's going to be kind of quick, fast and furious here. But we got Jeff AJ4GY and his son Joe. What's your call sign, Joe?
JQ4KLH.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, buddy. All right, he's going to go out in the hallway. We're going to do a little presentation on Fusion, which is a digital that's mostly Yaesu. Now, I'm pretty skeptical about most things. So Jeff started talking to me about Fusion a while back, and come on, man. I don't want to buy another, thing. But I got one used, and I did start playing with it, and Joe and I play with it, and Jeff and I play on Simplex, and it's got some pretty good quality. So just want to do a little presentation here and show you that the presentation is titled Fusion. Is it really as easy as I heard? Go ahead.
Okay, so there's a lot of digital modes. I'll go ahead and say I'm a Yaesu guy, so I got to this kind of by accident. But Fusion, in my opinion, is the easiest thing. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to factory reset this radio. All right, set it back to nothing. Like we just got it, and it's going to complete. It's going to reboot. And so first thing it does when you get a brand new Fusion radio, asks for your call sign, because if you're going to transmit in digital, it's going to send a call sign too. So we're going to put in a call sign. I did it wrong. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's not good. Anyways. Close enough for government work, and I are a government employee. So Joe's out in the hallway. Go ahead and key up and identify Joe. Alright, so that was regular FM. And see, above this FM, there's that flashing light. I don't know how well you can see that, but that means it's an AMS mode, which is automatic mode selection. So what happens is, if that light is flashing, whatever it gets that it can identify, it'll change that. So Joe, hit your mode button. Alright, now key up. And automatically switch to digital mode, and it displays this call sign. And also, so that's the end, that stands for digital narrow, and then for some reason, so the FTM-400 has GPS in it. If it had GPS in it, we can get a signal, it would actually tell you how many miles away you are from one another. So Joe, go ahead and hit your mode button again.
Automatically with no programming, guys.
Yeah, I haven't programmed anything. This is just simply resetting it and selecting the frequency. Go ahead, Joe. See, that time it switched to voice Y, which is what the VW stands for, and it just automatically switches. If it is a mode that this radio knows how to do, which is FM, DN, and VW, it automatically switches. Joe, switch back to FM. Alright, go ahead.
JQ4KLH.
And so if that little light's flashing, it switches modes. Now you can press this DX button, and you can lock it into a mode. So once that light's flashing, it's only going to do digital. Go ahead, Joe.
What?
Go ahead. So we saw it got something, but it didn't decode it because we're stuck on DN. So you can force it to go one way or the other. But that's Fusion in a nutshell. I didn't do any programming, no free thing. I reset it, went to the frequency, and pushed the button. Now one other thing that we can do, and we're going to try to do this, I don't know if it's going to work, but you have wires X, which is your linking thing. So on this particular radio, 444.4 has wires X on it that I actually host at my house. So if we hold down this button, it's going to try to contact the repeater, and hopefully it comes back. So now it's connected. And so it's connected to the repeater. I can hit this down arrow and go down to all, down there.
Yep.
And what it's going to try to do is going to try to download the room list.
From the repeater.
From the repeater.
What list?
The room list. All the different wires X room. So hopefully it'll get it. It's trying.
We're inside. So.
We're inside with that antenna over there, so yeah, it said no data. Let's try it one more time.
It wouldn't be a demo if it wasn't challenging.
Oh, I know. All right.
Yeah. Let's move our don't transmit. Here, let's set it up. Let's set it over here, right next to the gear.
All right, so there's a room list, and it puts them by however many's connected. And so you just scroll through, and then you just click the button, push the button, and it'll connect to that room. And now we're connected to the American link, where there's usually somebody here, hopefully. But we hit back again, and it shows down here that we're connected to the American link because it's white. And see, the one time American link is quiet is when but anyways, that's Fusion in a nutshell. That's how easy it is. No programming required. You just a couple of buttons and you're either in Fusion, connected to a room, so on and so forth. If you want to come up and look at it, I'll be more than happy to talk more about it. No,
Thank you.
Fusion.
Yeah, so this is a Yaesu thing. There are some similarities across some of these digital things, but we want to get a chance to just show you guys just some of the things, and you can see kind of how easy it was. I think for me, kind of as somebody who was sort of a skeptic of it, I think the most impressive part is that you didn't need to really program anything, and I was able to get the radio out of the box, and just I think Rick and Jeff AJ4GY had told me, hey, just hit the X button on the side and it'll give you the mode. So, that was perfect. That's pretty much all I needed to know. So I was kind of shocked by that. I was expecting a whole lot more configuration and setup. And I will say that, and by the way, almost all of my gear is DMR and D-Star, because I've got the 7100 and the 7300 and all this stuff, and the mobiles, and the handhelds. This sounded by far better. And I wish we could have recorded it, but we did this between my house in Bartlett and Joe's house in Germantown, and we were on FM, and it was pretty scratchy, right? Yep. Between the two places, and then we flipped it over to voice narrow, and it was like solid as a rock, just simplex. And I was blown out of the water because I thought that it was going to have some, you've heard it before, D-Star has kind of some digital artifacts and stuff. That was not the case here, and I was actually super impressed. So each mode has its, different pros and cons. I think it's nice to have a toolbox and kind of pick and choose which one you want to use. So,
for what it's worth, the digital side of Fusion is C4FM.
Right.
It's basically APCO P25.
Okay, so it's a P25.
Basically.
Type, almost. Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, P25 is a different commercial standard, which is similar to, well, it's almost like, how similar is that to Moto Turbo in DMR?
Not even close. P25 Phase 2 is closer because you have dual time slot,
right.
Single frequency play.
Right.
That's basically the C4FM Yaesu uses is essentially basically P25 Phase 1 with extra data to be able to flip between.
Right. So that's the thing. You're obviously sending digital data, all right, and you're getting, it's like streaming basically. Is essentially kind of what you're doing. We'll dive into this more. If you want to talk about it more, let him know and come on up here. All right, what do we got next? Yes, sir. Go ahead.
So this is a shameless plug. Please, if you've enjoyed the presentations, you've got the QR code, fill your surveys out. If you don't want to do the current survey codes, I've got hard copies up here. Definitely want to hear from you about them and get your feedback on the meeting tonight and get your signal report. Kind of a catchy name. We're all hands. We all do signal reports. This is our signal report that gives us some feedback of how the meeting's gone. So please do that. Sorry.
Okay, guys. For those of you that are doing digital and that you're interested in some things, we're going to form a technology committee. If you haven't already talked to me, there's folks that have kind of stepped forward saying that they want to do this kind of stuff. Please feel free to volunteer. You've seen John that gave the presentation. He's keeping track of all that. Volunteer to do a presentation. Do it in the VHF, UHF track. If you've seen something tonight and got inspired, I hope you did, do something on the HF side. Let's talk about building shacks for these guys that just passed. There was a guy that just passed as general tonight, by the way. Who was that? Is he here?
No.
Okay, but he just passed and he was asking questions and talking about his gear and stuff like that. That's the kind of thing we want. We want to get these guys to come in and if you guys are experienced or showing off some of the things that you know, that just makes us all better. All right, that's it. Any other questions? All right, I think we're going to try to close this thing up. Can I get a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Jeff AJ4GY. Everybody, that's it. We're going to close the club meeting for the day, and don't forget, we can't really stick around forever. We got to get out of here before too long. How much time do we have? Are we pretty close to our time? Because I wasn't watching the clock well.
It's 8:24.
Yep. We've got about 20 minutes to get out of here. Yeah, because we want to be good guests. So please remember to clean up. Please be meticulous. These guys have been nice enough to let us use their possession. And I'll see you guys on the net. Thanks.